Despite all the recent patches, the Sellsword's Valor Summon ability has been completely untouched, making them still the most broken unit, since their mercenaries summon scale to the map's level instead of the unit's level, allowing you to beat endgame enemies at level 1. To celebrate their continued success, I've created my first ever team build using only 3 units. At first I thought this was going to be a funny meme build, but it actually works quite well. As you can see with my triple sellswords, being able to one-round these Albion enemies that are 10 levels higher than me on expert difficulty mode. And since I'm only using 3 units, you really don't have to worry about not having enough items to gear up your other teams. This is a very cost-effective defense team that anyone can take advantage of. If this sellsword unit happens to run into an enemy that completely counters them, the sellswords simply have the Valor ability to summon an archer unit to support them, or a melee unit to block the enemies. Now, let me explain how this team works. This team is utilizing the Elite Standard accessory. It has a united front skill that gives my units 30 initiative and 50% more defense. This effect only occurs when the enemy team outnumbers your own team by 2. Hence my use of the 3 units. With this, my Berenice has enough bulk to survive as a frontline unit, with no healer. I have also spec'd my Berenice with defensive growths as well. Meanwhile, Jeremy and Magellan in the back are spec'd with offensive and precise growths. Sellswords excel in delivering a relentless barrage of attacks. Their killing chain skill allows them to regain their active points after defeating a unit, and their following slash recovers their passive points when their counterattack lands. Even against bulkier enemies, the sellswords can cut them down with their double cross attack that scales in damage based on the target's HP. To add to that, sellswords even have 2 additional skills that both increase their physical attack by 20%. One that triggers whenever they block an attack, and another one that triggers whenever they use an active skill, while at the same time granting them an additional 1 action point and 20+ initiative. These attack-boosting skills also stack on top of each other, allowing the sellswords to cut down enemies you wouldn't normally think would be possible. In order to be fully self-sufficient, I also stacked some weapons, shields, and/or accessories that have a skill that heals the user whenever they use an active skill. This is what I think to be my most creative team I made in Unicorn Overlord so far. I was also motivated to make this team due to the fact that I absolutely adore all 3 unique sellsword characters in this game. My favorite one being Jeremy. He goes down like an absolute Chad in his execution scene. However, this team does suffer from accuracy issues since sellswords have E-growth in this field. I optimized my tactics to compensate for this, along with giving Jeremy and Magellan offensive and precise growths to keep the attack cycling. As a result, I am able to cut down these wyverns and griffins that both have high evasion. In my next video, I'll be making a Nigel team. I absolutely adore everything about my boy Nigel. Subscribe to see it as soon as it releases. It's time I show you my full build. So let's start with Berenice here. She has defensive and hardy growths. Given that I am finally an Albion, my weapons and shields are reforged. I recommend you focus on forging the weapons first, if you don't have enough Fevrit. You can obtain the Zenorian Knight Sword from the black market dealer in Bastorius. The Blue Rose Shield is obtained from recruiting Virginia in the first Drakenhold quest. The Charm is a reward for completing the last main story quest in Elheim. The Sacral Brooch is obtained from the West Sanctuary that is accessible after also completing the final Elheim main story quest. The Sacral Sword is obtained from the East Sanctuary likewise unlocked by finishing the final Elheim main story quest. The Holy Knight's shield can be bought from the Divine Shard Exchange. The Retaliation earrings can be purchased from Castle Soldraga once the final Drakkenhold main story quest is completed. The Sapphire Pendant is a reward from the Colosseum fights. The Carnelian Blade is purchased from the Colosseum shop. The Blessed Round Shield is obtained from rescuing Scarlet. The Elite Standard is also purchased from the Colosseum shop. The second Sapphire Pendant is another reward from the Colosseum fights. I am using pretty late and expensive items, but they aren't completely necessary since this is mainly a low-cost defense team. The Valor Summon units will be doing most of the heavy lifting. If you want to turn this into a real team instead of a triple meme team, you can instead put in one Shaman for a 4-unit team and an additional Were Owl for a 5-unit team. This video turned out to be more of a deep dive into the Sellsword class rather than another team build video, as I push the limits of just what a Sellsword can accomplish. I had a lot of fun making this video, seeing just how many good matchups this Sellsword team can one round while underleveled. Are there any other classes you'll like to see showcased in a similar fashion? Let me know in the comments below. That'll be all from me here. I included some more interesting fights in Albion, so stick around until the end to see how effective this team can be. Like and share this video if it helped. And as always, subscribe for daily Unicorn Overlord videos.
Got this! Don't mind trying a bit! Gotta sharpen my sword. You little...
Nice try.
Don't get any ideas!
Nice try.
Gonna cut you down! What you got?
Easy there.
On top of the world. I'll get them all! Huh.
Just watch. Easy there.